Alright guys, MG here, MGCovers. This is first time doing the this live video, so super excited to see how it's going to end up. So if you have any suggestions, comments, etc. like that, especially I'm curious about the audio quality. I did check it, so hopefully it sounds okay. So we got a lot to get into. We got two free picks coming up for you guys later in the live stream here. A couple orders of business I want to take care of, show you some stuff. If you're watching me for the very first time, I want to go over my record in fall sports, which includes NFL, soccer, NHL, NCAA football. Oops, sorry about that. Record currently right now, NFL 16-9, up 10.78 units. Soccer we're 14-14, up 4.8 units. NHL 9-5, up 4.8 units. NCAA football 12-11, up 1.91 units. And the way I actually disclose transparency, I do a couple things. You can go to sportswatchmonitor.com, search for MGCovers. Not all of my plays are there for the simple reason they don't include three-way lines in hockey, any kind of parlays, things like that. So there's a little bit of difference between what you'll actually see there and my actual record. However, the way that when I place a wager, obviously I send that out to clients, and then at the end of the day I'll show, for transparency, I'll show documentation where I actually place that wager so you can actually see it. What else? Alright, so follow me on Instagram's MGCovers, spelled with a Z. That's also the same screen name on Twitter. And what's cool about Instagram is on my storyline, I give a lot of free information out, a lot of handicapping tips, etc., things like that. So with that being said, let's move on to the next order of business. We have a huge sale going on right now. It's $199 for 6 months. That includes all picks for all sports. And if you saw the records before, we're actually up 22 units since August 1st. So a $100 player would be up $2,200 since August 1st. So having a great start. Our goal for NFL is 10 units. We already hit our 10 units. Goal for NCAA football is 5. Soccer, hopefully 20 units into the year. And NHL, same deal. We have 30 units as our goal for NHL. So definitely on pace to hit all of those. But again, it's $199 a month for 6 months. You can sign up on the site. There's a link in the profile. All picks for all sports. You also get my power rankings, which give you the ability to set your own lines. So maybe you want to play some of my plays, but also handicap on your own a little bit. You have access. You have the ability to do that. And we also give you help and support how to do that. So $199 for 6 months. That's our sale. We also have other options available to you on the website if you want to check that out as well. Okay, so we're going to do our first pick of the day. It's going to come from college football. Let's look at the Toledo Ball State game. Toledo has dominated this game the last 3-4 years. I think they've won the last 4 years. If you look down there, what I have circled, it shows they're pretty even when you look at points per game, total yards per game, passing yards per game. The one interesting stat which is big and how I handicap. If you look at the rushing yards for Toledo, averaging 242 yards a game, whereas Ball State's averaging 139 yards per game. And the basis of how I handicap college football, NFL football, is built around rushing the ball and holding your opponent and playing good rushing defense, because what that does is that increases your time of possession. If you win the time of possession, more times than not, you're going to end up winning a game. And you see that time and time again. Very true in NFL, and not as true in college football, but it does play a huge factor in the game. So I feel like Toledo will dominate with the rushing. I feel like this will be a close game. The line right now is currently Toledo +2. I feel like Toledo should be the favorite. I played this yesterday on the money line. This is one of the sort of sports betting secrets a lot of people don't know. You can actually, there's more value in playing the money line than there is the spread line. What I mean by that is, so if you were to play this game by +2 on the spread line, if Toledo wins the game, there's probably an 80% chance they're going to win it by more than 2 points. So playing the spread line, there's not as much value as there would be playing the money line. And if it's a losing wager, one of the things very few handicappers do, or sports bettors in general, is look at the impact of their loss. So if it's a loss and you play the spread, you're paying juice at 110. Whereas if you play the money line and it's a loss, it's even money. So that's another advantage of playing the money line. So the free pick for this game is going to be Toledo on the money line at +120. Okay. All right. So next, our second free play is we're going to go to the NHL. We're going to look at Calgary, LA Kings. You see this number here. This is Calgary 104. That's their power ranking that I give them. LA Kings is an 80 power ranking. 120 is the highest power ranking I have. LA Kings 80, that is the lowest power ranking that I have. So the current line for this game is Calgary -147. LA Kings are the dog at +125. And when you look at my line, Calgary -104, that converts, let me slide this over here. That converts into a -105 line for Calgary. So my line for Calgary is -105. LA Kings is an 80 power ranking. That converts into a +150 line for the Kings. So I have the Kings as huge dogs and Calgary as sort of a small favorite. Now, we're actually not going to look at playing this game on the money line, but rather the puck line, and we'll give you several reasons why. Let's go over here to my stats. You look at Calgary. Let's see. Calgary has scored 22 goals. They've given up 22 goals, but they can score. They're 19% on the power play, 86% on the penalty kill. So they have the ability to score and stop their opponents from scoring. When you look at the LA Kings, typical LA Kings, they're in a -11 goal differential through 7 games this year. Only 8% on the power play, and this is a big one, only 65% on the penalty kill. So they're struggling to score, and they're giving up huge goals. One other factor, too, that's really huge when you're handicapping, that's more statistical type stuff. There's 2 parts of handicapping. You have to look at the objective factors, which is what I call my stat model, and you have to look at subjective factors, which is what I call situational angles. One of the big situational angles in this game is Jonathan Quick, the goalie for the Kings, who is veteran goalie but off to a terrible start. Last game gave up 5 goals to Vegas, gave up 8 goals against Vancouver, and 6 goals against Edmonton. So he's completely out of form. And with that being said, when you factor all that together, our free play for hockey is going to be, we're going to go with Calgary on the puck line at +177. So I feel like that's